But he understood at last what Dumbledore had been trying to tell him. It was, he thought, the difference between being dragged into the arena to face a battle to the death and walking into the arena with your head held high. Some people, perhaps, would say that there was little to choose between the two ways, but Dumbledore knew, and so do I, thought Harry, with a rush of fierce pride, and so did my parents, that there was all the difference in the world. I've always loved Harry Potter. I'm pretty sure that anyone who knows me knows that. J.K. Rowling has had such an influence on me, on how I think, on the decisions I make. This passage is taken from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I've always remembered it. It's always stood out to me, although, until now, I really never gave it much more thought than that. As graduation approaches, we think about college in the future more and more often. For Harry, the future entails having to defeat Voldemort to end the war, but for us, the future probably isn't that intense and frightening, but at times it definitely can seem to be. We've got to think of it this way. The future is inevitable. Either way, you're going into the arena, whether it's being dragged in or walking in with your head held high. But if you're walking in with your chin up and your head high, you're going in with an open mind. And if you put blinders on and only look forward to one goal, you're going in with a closed mind. You're being dragged into the arena, into the future, just like I was. When we are like juniors and we're thinking about college, we always have that one favorite college that we want to go to. Like for me it was Middlebury, and that made me so like closed-minded that I knew that I absolutely wanted to go there, so that when I found out that I didn't get in, it was so like horrible, and that was just not a good time. And I realized that I backed myself up into this corner that it was so hard to get out of because I wanted to go there so badly that I didn't give myself any other options. And that just wasn't a good thing for me. I was way too closed-minded. I needed to open up. As I kind of came to terms with the fact that Middlebury wasn't going to happen, I had to realize that as one door closes, another one opens. And so as soon as I realized that, France kind of came into the picture. So instead of going to college next year, I'll be going to Paris. So there's my open door for you. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that France was such a fantastic opportunity for me, and kind of like one of Harry's adventures, if you will. So naturally I was kind of apprehensive about putting off my college education for a year, because that's what every kid looks forward to, is like, oh, I'm going to go to college in this place or in that place, but I'm at this point not going to college yet. I mean, naturally I'll be going to college, but I mean, I'll be living in Paris like for a year, and that's really hard to beat. Just like Harry wasn't expecting his Hogwarts letter, I wasn't expecting this opportunity to happen at all. So naturally I was nervous about it, and I was nervous about putting college off for a year. But the more I thought about it, I realized that college is college, and whether I start it in the fall of 2011 or the fall of 2012, it's still going to happen, and it's still college, and it'll happen no matter when I start it. Naturally, I was just expecting to go to college for 4 years, then go to graduate school and become a French teacher. But I mean, sometimes, like with France, life takes you a lot higher than you expect it to take you. And so you just gotta roll with it. You just gotta go that high. You gotta swing on the swing. You gotta live the ups and the downs. And you've gotta live life to the fullest when you're on the up. Some people, perhaps, would say that there was little to choose between the two ways. But Dumbledore knew that there was all the difference in the world. Here, to Harry and Dumbledore, maybe it's talking about how Harry needs to go in to face Voldemort either way, but he should want to kill him, not just because the prophecy says that he should kill him. But to us, it could mean going into the future with an open mind and with a closed mind, and that difference makes all the difference in the world, that you have to rise above your defeats, and you have to look at the positive aspects of what has happened. You have to learn something from it. And for me, at least, it's definitely happened. And now I'm facing the future with a happy heart, I guess, and with an open mind. But he understood at last what Dumbledore had been trying to tell him. It was, he thought, the difference between being dragged into the arena to face a battle to the death, and walking into the arena with your head held high. Some people, perhaps, would say that there was little to choose between the two ways, but Dumbledore knew, and so do I, thought Harry, with a rush of fierce pride, and so did my parents, that there was all the difference in the world.